Topping our news, there is now a light at the end of the tunnel for Transportation Security Administration agents and other Department of Homeland Security workers. The U.S. Senate has voted to fund the DHS, putting Congress on track to end weeks-long partial shutdowns. Now, our Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson is tracking it all for us this morning.
A breakthrough on Capitol Hill. The Senate voted early Friday morning to advance a funding bill for the Department of Homeland Security after weeks of stalemate.
This could have been accomplished weeks ago.
At airports across the country, long lines and staffing shortages put pressure on travelers and workers alike. The bill does not include additional money for immigration enforcement.
Democrats held firm in our opposition that Donald Trump's rogue and deadly militia should not get more funding without serious reforms.
Nearly half of this fiscal year so far, the government's been shut down in whole or in part by Senate Democrats.
The vote comes hours after President Trump said he was directing his new Homeland Security Secretary, Markwayne Mullin, to pay the thousands of TSA workers who've gone over a month without a check.
They need to end the shutdown immediately, or we'll have to take some very drastic measures.
That was Rashad Hudson reporting. The bill heads to a House vote for where it is expected to pass quickly. It will then go to President Trump's desk, and once signed, the department will be fully reopened again. Now back here at home, a pilot killed in a small plane crash near Statesboro has been identified. Authorities say 55-year-old Harvey Cleland from Peculiar, Missouri was killed in the crash on Wednesday. Now yesterday, officials from the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Transportation Safety Board were on the scene of the crash, reviewing flight and identity documents to learn more about the pilot and the plane's path. Investigators say the aircraft may have been headed towards North Georgia, though it has not been confirmed. Now, the wreckage is being transported to Atlanta for further investigation and deconstruction. Taking a closer look now this morning, Tybee Island's Orange Crush is just weeks away, and this year the city is taking a new approach. An organizer has been approved to lead a rebranded version of the event called Crush Reloaded. WSAV's Jillian Close shows us what's changing and how the city is preparing.
On April 18th, crowds are expected to return to Tybee Shore. Tybee Island Mayor Brian West says organizer Stephen Smalls has been issued a conditional permit to lead the rebranded festival, Crush Reloaded.
He was who we contracted with last year as well. He and another partner. The other partner and he more or less split up last year, but he was the primary last year that knew how to set up the event and knew how to bring in the talent and knew how to do all those things that made the event successful.
West says the decision comes after the name Orange Crush was trademarked by the former partner Smalls split from. Next week, the city of Tybee will meet to discuss safety measures and hear specific plans from Smalls. But West tells me a comprehensive safety plan is already in place.
We have so many state agencies, local agencies, county agencies, engaged here for this event. That it's just really hard for somebody to come down here and get away with anything.
He says visitors should expect road closures and limited access, with neighborhoods restricted and parking near the pier closed. Additional parking on Butler Avenue will be available this year, but getting on and off the island won't be easy.
It's going to be difficult to get to the event, so if you want to come to it, please do, but just plan to maybe be disappointed that you don't make it here.
One small business on the island, Transcendent Treasures, remains open every year during the event, despite the crowds.
So for us, it's been a positive experience. We haven't had anything that was off-putting or made us uncomfortable in any way.
Managers at other bars and restaurants who didn't want to go on camera say they've closed in the past due to the large crowds and employees struggling because of traffic. They say they're still deciding what to do this year.
If our businesses are having to shut down during this event when there's so many people here and they could be doing so well, it's a real tragedy.
Now that was Jillian Coles reporting. Mayor West says one of his biggest concerns is the beach itself, which is currently narrower than normal during high tide. He says that it may limit how many people can fit in the event's permitted area. Now, in other news this morning, a Savannah resident says she's had enough of crashes and near misses at her home. Leslie Walls says the curve near her home on Eleanor Street in Cloverdale has been a problem for years, with cars hitting parked vehicles, running off the road, and creating a constant safety risk. Now, the city tells WSAV the curve is part of an active traffic study being reviewed by the Traffic Calming Committee. Walls says the delays have left her frustrated and on edge.
I don't feel like this is my home. I don't feel comfortable in here. I would never, and I don't want and when my family comes to visit, we all know, get as close up as we can get. I don't know what to do now. There's nothing. I thought we were at least safe, but we're not.
Now, the city of Savannah tells WSAV that their focus remains on using data, moving with urgency, and implementing solutions to make the roadway safer for everyone. You can find the full statement on our website, WSAV.com.